Welcome back, guys, to another video at Red Crawler Trading. All right, so today we're going to talk about Snap. But first, before we talk about Snap, to all of my OGs, I want to apologize for being inactive. Had a little career change along with some like technical difficulties in putting out videos, so I had to kind of pause. But we're back in the game, and I just wanted to give you guys some information on Snap, why I think they're a good stock to invest in for the long term, and you know, basically that's pretty much it. That's pretty much, that's pretty simple. But yeah, I think Snapchat is a great company to invest in for the long term, and we're just gonna look at their financials and their specifics for this week, this past week. So if you look at their 5 day trading period, right, they were up $60. They're on $60 on Monday, and they had some ups and downs. Looks like their low for the week was around $76, 76.82, and their high on Friday was $62. So if you were trading options on Snap, I'm pretty sure you were happy because by the weekend you were up again, up in the money. And we ended on the market day at 61.30. For the year, that stock has been performing, I would say, quite well. Watching the growth of Snapchat through this time has been quite interesting. For the three from the time I started trading to now, it's been one of those stocks where I wish I could go back. But like I say all the time, it's never too late. So as we can see, you know, a year ago, $49. We went up through 50, hit 70. And I want you guys to keep that number, 70.45. We're gonna go over to their 52 week high, and their 52 week high was 73, right? 73.59. Their 52 week low was 15.58. Okay, um, and so it's kind of interesting to me, how much growth this stock has had. If you were to go on Robinhood or Webull or whatever trading app you use, you'll see the massive amount of growth that's been happening throughout the last 5 years with this stock. Um, looking out from the ground up, right? Opening, I guess, at 20, 27, almost $30, going down to 10 and kind of building its way back up in its momentum. Lowest point in 2019 was 4.99, and now that stock is worth $61 as we speak. So, there's massive potential, but you might be wondering, you know, the stock is $60 now. On a red day, it might be trading 50 to $49 or 55 or 56. How can I get into this stock um, for a progressive long term? I would really suggest the option leap on a stock like this, to where, because in the past week alone, the stock is pretty volatile. Though it is a good company, it's some, for the most part, companies like Apple and Nike, and the companies that have had their foot in the game for a long time, might be a lot easier to invest in terms of just holding the stock and not seeing too much of a drop. But in these days, that it's so volatile now that you owning a stock could be equivalent to you owning an option. So why not go big or go home? So yeah, I want to show you guys where the stock is at, the massive growth that it has had, and why. And here are my reasons why I think it's gonna have potential. As you guys know, my reasons are always in the form of articles. I upon my research, um, Michael Wiggins de Oliveira, an analyst, basically talks about why this, gives a summary, right? This is the summary of the article. Of course, it will be linked in the description on why this stock, um, could be going up. And it kind of gave some good signs. The title is Cheaper Than It Seems. and on the way to positive cash flows, right? So the summary is Snap continues to report very solid growth numbers and guides for another solid quarter for the first quarter of 2021. Um, the one downside to this stock, the analyst says, it could be that Snap hasn't got a clear path towards being a solid cash flow generator. And this kind of hit me because even though that's in some way in some ways correct, you know, that is really it's to me that's kind of biased. I don't want to bash him or anything like that, but to me it's kind of biased because when you look at it from for example my perspective, everything in the stock market right now is so volatile that you really, if you're in too long, you really can't win. And nothing is a solid cash flow generator, you know. Even the anchors, Apple, Tesla, even the anchors of the stock market, before are not solid, are they're not really proving themselves solid cash flow, They're not really everything nothing in the stock market right now is really what it seems on paper, and it's more so that the company has to prove themselves in order for them to be valuable. So um, the upside is that this stock is not too expensive still. We're sitting at $60 to $50 price range, um, and I think that there's a lot of upside. And that's even though this is my first reason, and you know, even though this is my second reason. Sorry, I said first reason, but my second reason on why I would suggest buying into this stock is, even though it's not financial advice, why I would buy into this stock. Um, um, in the past year, they've had solid growth. Since they hit the market, they have had tough times, but 2 years ago, up down, 2020 down to now, they've had positive revenue. They've had positive cash flow. They've that stock has sustained and held its weight. So I think that it could be it could be huge. The potential upside of this stock continuing to grow could be huge. And as we can see in quarter four of 2020, um, you know, the Snap report was 29 million of positive free cash flow, right? And if you want to go back to your brokerage app, I don't think I'm wrong, but I believe they hit on their quarter four earnings. So, all the more, I think this stock is a valuable one. All right, so let's go over to CNN Business and see what the stock price forecast is. At the high, we're sitting at 100 with a 63% gain. The median at a 28% gain, for $79, pretty much $80. And the low 40, with a 34%. So the upside is you are gaining $20 to $30 on top of the price you already have now. You have an option. You're gonna reap the benefits of 100 shares, um, having a contract for 100 shares, and with a stock, you will reap the benefits of having, you know, your money double depending on how much shares you have. Um, Shares equals stairs. I'm joking. Yeah, well, obviously a joke, but yeah, I just wanted to throw that one in there because there's no comedic relief. But um, yeah, so I, for me personally, the 28% increase is ideal. Sitting at 79 from where we are now, I think in a year and a half, I think in a year and a half we could definitely reach that. Shareholders, from my perspective, it does seem kind of healthy. right now, because right now for shareholders to be selling out here and there. But this gives us as investors it gives us a great opportunity to buy in whenever the stock could be lower. As you can see, they're not selling out, they're not really selling out of this stock heavily. We can see that there's points throughout the year, right? As you can see, I have it set to a year. There's been points throughout the year where they have taken profits, you know. So as you guys can see, I think this stock has great potential, has a great potential upside for the coming period of time, for the year and a half. I think a leap option would be beneficial. I think a leap option would be valuable on this stock, right? This is not financial advice, so I will not I'm not gonna really show you guys, you know, how, comment down below. I would do it, but I'm not really gonna show you guys in depth on you know what a leap option on this stock would look like. But for you guys that don't know what a leap option is, it's a long term option for possibly a year out. So a year from now, seeing that this stock has a great potential to increase from its now price, um, you would go into and trade options for a year from now. So it's $61. If you could catch an option for 65 or $70 or $80, then when this stock, right, in theory, if the chances that, even though, and the chances are very high, right, um, this stock does 28%, then your money will grow, um, because of course you have that contract and it's 400 shares. um, so yeah, I just want to come on here and talk about this stock a little bit. I hope you guys found this information useful and helpful, and I hope it gives a positive burst to your day. Um, Subscribe, like, go and feel free to comment. Constructive criticism, positive comments are always welcome, and suggestions on what you would like to hear from me for the next video are always welcome. I want to thank you guys once again for tuning in. Hope you guys have a good weekend and a good trading week, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Later.